This is a meal that has its roots in the cuisine of the land.
Actually, this is the native food of Yercaud.
Okay.
That means the hill tribals. And these hill tribes, they will cook and eat the food whichever is available in the forest. When there is a season, tribal used to collect the materials, sun dry it, and they will pound it and keep it ready for the future purpose.
So this is a tribal masala.
Yes.
Can I?
Yes, sir. This one masala, they will use it throughout the year. Kaliman koli noodles,
Tribal fish fry.
coconut shell prawn fry, mutton bamboo fries.
I can only visualize what this would have been had it been served straight off the wale ele. So we are in Yercaud at this very picturesque resort called La Four Seasons. And what brings us to Yercaud? Well, in addition to the adventure of getting here, which you must definitely watch on Kripal Amanna vlogs, what really excited me about this property was the promise of a great meal. And this is going to be a meal that's quite unlike what you will find in most resorts. This is a meal that has its roots in the cuisine of the land. And to tell us more about this fascinating cuisine, we're going to meet our host at La Four Seasons. Vanakkam.
Vanakkam, sir. And welcome to La Four Seasons.
Thank you very much. So I'm with Mr. Kathiravan. You see him in a chef's coat because he is a culinarian by profession, but he also happens to be the general manager of this property.
That's right, sir. Cooking is my passion, and I reinvented this cuisine.
Fantastic. So Mr. Kathiravan had reached out to us a few months ago, telling us about the work that he's doing to bring forward the indigenous cuisine of the land. And when we took a look at the work that he was doing and also this beautiful property, we said, well, someday we hope the universe conspires to bring us to Yercaud. And so here we are.
That's right, sir.
Fantastic. So tell us more about this cuisine.
Actually, this is the native food of Yercaud.
Okay.
That means the hill tribals.
Okay.
Imagine Yercaud 500 years back.
Okay.
Numerous availability of natural resources and very less human being.
Okay.
People used to walk through the forest for exchanging the products because there is no shops. And in Eastern Ghats, there are around 69 villages, and that Yercaud, derived from the Tamil word Yercaud, is the only town-like place where people will gather. So whichever the product they collected or they cultivate, there they will have an exchange. And these hill tribes, they will cook and eat the food whichever is available in the forest. They will carry a knife, something to light the woods, and a salt. Other than that, they won't carry anything. They will collect it everything from the forest. The nature has everything, like ginger, garlic, onion, everything was grown, even the masala products. Whichever they require, they collect it. Once they reach a perfect place, they crush the ingredients together. They call it tribal masala. And whatever the vegetables and tubulars they found in the forest or meat items they hunted, they clean it, and then they will marinate it in this crushed or powdered tribal masala, and then they will wrap it in a banana leaf, and then with wet clay, and they will spit roast it.
Fantastic. Hearing Kathiravan describe this whole process of cooking this tribal cuisine has already got me salivating. I think the next order of business should be to go in to the kitchens and take a look at how some of these dishes come together.
Sure, sir, with pleasure.
Thank you. Let's go. That's a wonderful site here. So how big is this property?
This is basically 4.5 acres, sir.
4.5 acres. We arrived yesterday late afternoon, and we haven't had much time to explore. But the moment we stepped in, we felt like we were in an estate somewhere in the hills of Yercaud.
That's right, sir. It's basically a nature-friendly, family-friendly resort. The resort is built in between the woods and gardens and lawns.
Fantastic. So when this resort was built, I think you've preserved all the trees.
That's right, sir.
And all the natural rocks and things like that. Is that how it was done?
Certainly, sir. These trees are almost 50 years old. Nothing was touched, untouched. So we keep it as a treasure.
And what's also nice is that it's not in the center of town. It's about 5 kilometers away. So therefore you can enjoy your solitude, restore and rejuvenate yourself in peace.
Yes, sir. Imagine it's almost 4.5 acres and we have only 25 villas. So the construction part is only 20%. The 80% of the place is only for lawns, gardens and woods.
Wonderful. And the other unique thing here is that once you enter the gates of the property, you've got to do a lot of walking. Walking to your rooms, walking to the restaurant, and that also helps build up an appetite.
Certainly, sir.
So I think without any further ado, let's find our way to the kitchens here. Thank you. Vanakkam, vanakkam. This is your kitchen brigade.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. And this is where you make the tribal cuisine.
That's right.
Is that what you call it?
Yes, sir. We call it tribal food.
Okay.
And he's chef Mr. John Paul. He
Nice to meet
specially
you.
take care of the tribal food.
Okay, wonderful. And this food is available to anyone who wants to savor this at the resort.
That's right, sir. Not only stay, if they call and come, if they pre-order it or reserve it, we can specially prepare for them.
And I think there's some preparations already on for the...
That's right, sir. Some pre-preparation has been made. When there is a season, tribal used to collect the materials, sun dry it, and they will pound it and keep it ready for the future purpose.
So this is a tribal masala.
Yes.
Can I...
Yes, sir. This one masala, they will use it throughout the year. See, you can able to get a flavor of dry garlic, dry ginger, and the mixture of masalas.
But are there also some aromatic spices in this?
All are available now, sir.
So this is naturally available in the forest.
That's
and that's
right.
what they would use.
That's right.
And there's pepper also, I suppose, in
Yes,
this. Loads of pepper.
Pepper is main, sir. And it is used as a thickening agent also here. This powder acts as a thickening agent.
Really?
That's right.
There's also a certain aromatic spice sweetness. So that comes from what?
Like cinnamon, cardamom, cloves, all those, and bay leaf, fennel, and
sombu.
cumin. That acts as a digestive thing.
So these are all the ingredients that go into the cuisine.
Yes, sir. We have chopped mint, sir. Chopped curry leaves.
Okay.
Chopped coriander leaves. Freshly ground ginger.
Ginger, inji,
Yes, sir. And garlic.
pundu. So tell me, this cuisine, is it still practiced in the...
It's
not.
totally forgotten. The people forgot that. You can't able to see any hill tribals now.
Okay.
Their lifestyle has totally changed and the cuisine has been dead. That's the reason I reinvented it.
So you adapted it.
Yes, we adopted some hygienic methods based on today's evaluation, and we just brought it to
Fantastic.
this
So what is that?
This is called mudavattukal.
Okay.
It's a special tubular which grows in between the rocks.
It's a tuber.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And you won't find the carbohydrates in this. This tubular is full of fiber.
Okay.
This one,
So it grows between rocks.
rocks.
Mudavattukal kilangu.
Yes, sir. This is basically a medicine. This is used to prepare soup, and this soup will help us to cure the joint pains. And the finished soup will get a taste of a mutton soup. That is the other specialty of this one. We have this one. It's a country chicken which was pounded together. This is a very traditional soup which used to be prepared in villages as well as in the hill stations.
Wonderful.
Whenever a person feels sick, they will crush the bird like a minced one. They will crush it. They will add the masalas, put it in a pot. They will add some water and they will seal it and put it in the heat in a low flame. The meat juice and the bone juice will come out. They will stain it and give it as a medicine.
Certainly sounds like chicken soup
That's right.
that could restore the soul.
So we have a chicken
Chicken, okay.
and we have a prawn.
Yera.
So it was split like a butterfly and marinated in salt and turmeric powder, and it was washed. And we have some fish also.
Okay.
They use the stream fish to prepare it. And it's very interesting, no? See, whatever available in the forest, using that only they will cook it. They will heat a stone. Once the stone is heat, they will clean a fish and they will, whatever the available masala, they will marinate it and they will cook it on top of the hot stone. To prevent the fish sticking from the stone, they use banana leaf.
Banana leaf.
Banana leaf is basically a medicinal plant. It takes out the unwanted fatty and flavor from the fish, and that finished fish, you even eat 2 kg or 3 kg, easily it will get digested.
What fish are you using today?
Today we are using parai.
And that comes from the lake here, is it?
Yes.
Wonderful. I can also feel the heat of the charcoal there.
Live charcoal that is mainly used to finish these products.
This is interesting. Now I also see some fried onions here.
That's right, sir. Tribal food takes long time to cook.
Okay.
So to quicken the cooking process in the initial stage, we use fried onions.
But the tribals may not have used it, right?
No, sir. They use fresh onions.
They use fresh onions.
That's
So you've used that so that you can extract flavor
From
quicker.
them. Quicker. And the tribals, they use dried onions because the onions won't be available 365 days. When it is available, they take it and they sun dry it.
The sun dried.
Yes.
Wonderful.
I'm going to add some lime juice. Then I'm adding little garlic
Pund.
and ginger,
Inji.
salt, pepper powder,
This is what, curry leaf.
curry leaves. Herbs is the main ingredient here. And this is mint. And I am adding coriander,
Kothmili.
kothumali. Now I'm just mixing this. Now I'm going to take a fish and apply this masala.
So will you now keep it for some time?
Yes, sir.
So you want that masala to seep into the
Fish.
fish. Wonderful.
So like this, we finish the other fishes also.
I like the manner in which chef here is making sure that every bit of that fish parai
Yes, sir.
is coated with that masala. So this will now be
Rested for around 15 to 20 minutes.
okay.
And we wrap it in a banana leaf and grill it in the stone.
Wonderful. What are we doing next?
Kaliman koli verbal. Kaliman means clay.
Okay.
So koli means chicken. Verbal means dry.
Dry.
You can able to see little water in this, sir. This much water should be there in the bottom. Then I am adding one banana leaf in this. I'll be adding the chicken and I'm adding fried onions. I'll be adding little tomatoes in this and
Tribal
masala.
There's a fair bit of that goes in.
Yes, sir. This is everything. And as usual, herbs, curry leaves, coriander, and mint. A very important thing, salt. So I am not adding ginger garlic paste because powdered
Has
ginger
a
and
dry
garlic is
ginger
there in
garlic.
that- yes, in that masala itself. So now I am going to add little water.
Okay.
That's all we need, not much.
So basically, once you have things ready, it's just a matter of putting it together.
Yes, sir. Because there is no sauteing, deep frying, shallow frying, nothing is involved in it.
So all the masalas, all the ingredients come together in one medium, and that medium is cooked.
Yes.
In this case, it's the pot,
That's
the clay
right.
pot.
And the specialty, we won't allow the flavor and strength to escape because it's sealed. Now, we just put it in this. And you pour this mixture on top.
So this is with the, you're sealing it with the dough.
Because we don't want the steam to escape. Moisture in the meat or in the masala, it becomes steam and helps to cook. If we allow the steam to escape, the flavor also will be missing and the cooking will become less. And it's very healthy and tasty too. That's why in
Wonderful.
villages, they prepare this fish curry and all in the mud pot.
In mud pot, and serve also in that mud pot only.
Certainly, sir.
And I think it also makes life a lot easier, right? So when you think about the tribals in the forest, they probably had very little means, very little resources back then. So all that you need when you go out on a hunt or a gathering expedition is just a few of these spices. Probably you need a pot. Vale ele is available in plenty in the wild.
That's right, sir.
You catch something and then you mix it all together and it...
They cook it. They won't add oil. They won't kill the nutrients in this.
So that's it, over live charcoal.
Yes, sir. That's it.
And how long will it take to cook?
It takes at least 45 minutes to 1 hour because the mud pot has to get heated. So when there is an emergency, what we will do, we will keep the pot in the initial stage in the stove. Once it's quickly, the pot get heated, then we'll keep it in this. So the slow cooking process will take place. But this is the traditional method.
But this is the way, I guess, also in which the flavors are extracted slowly.
Yes. When it cooks slow, the real aroma comes out, the real taste comes out.
Fantastic. So what Chef Kathiravan is also telling me indirectly is that I have to wait at least 45 minutes.
Now we're going to make it kaliman satti curry. Curry means gravy.
Okay.
It goes well with the rice. So same method.
Same ingredients.
Yes, sir.
But more water this time.
That's right. So we are taking the fried onions. We add the chicken in this and some herbs. I'm just adding this masala.
So this masala, there's plenty that goes into it.
Yes, sir, because that is the body of this preparation.
So are the flavors going to be then very similar?
Based on the preparation. For example, when you add more water, there is a less flavor. When you add fish in this, the combination of tribal masala, fish and the cooking method, that changes. I'm adding little lime juice in this.
So these curries are the sort that are very light.
That's right, sir. Very strong in flavor.
Very strong in flavor.
Taste it, sir.
That I can imagine just by the amount of the curry powder that's gone into, the tribal powder that's gone into
Yes,
it.
again.
There's more that's gone into it.
Because this itself will be adding as a thickening agent.
So it has two functions. It has to flavor and also thicken.
That's right, sir.
And I guess the onions that you've added, the fried onions, that too helps.
Yes. Little tomato, I'm just adding it.
Little tomato. Well, watching all these dishes coming together, I'm feeling really hungry now. I haven't had breakfast like you know is my usual practice. Can I?
Please, sir.
Some fried onions.
I'm just placing a plantain leaf. I'm adding these masalas.
So what's happening here? The steam coming out of the...
Yes, sir. That means the pot is ready. The cooking process started. From now, another 10 minutes, it will be ready. If we give extra 5 minutes, the maturity will take place. When you open it, you can able to feel that aroma with a little smoky flavor.
So the fish has marinated enough.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so that's over a stone.
That's it.
So there's no tawa, no oil, nothing.
Nothing, sir. Just cooked it.
So it's basically the natural goodness of the fish. So whatever oils that may be there in the fish, naturally that's it.
That's it, sir.
There's no oil that's used.
Certainly.
It's basically just a heated stone over live charcoal embers. He's just placed it a few moments ago and that fish is already sizzling away. That's the heat that I can sense on that. We're certainly in a flurry of things here in the kitchens at La Four Seasons. We've seen the
Kaliman koli varval,
Kaiman Koli Varval,
koli satti curry,
Koili Satti Curry,
tribal fish fry.
tribal fish fry being prepared, being put together already, and next it's time for the yera. What do you call this?
We call it tennai otu yera varval.
Tennai Otu Yera Varval.
Tennai odu means coconut shell.
Coconut shell. So it's going to cook in this?
Yes, sir. We're going to cook in that one.
Wonderful.
I'm taking this fried onions, tomatoes and this masala, salt,
Curry leaf, some
coriander,
and some
little mint.
pudina.
Yes, sir. Prawns, which was washed in turmeric powder.
So these are what? Sea prawns.
Yes, sir.
So obviously now when it came to the tribal cuisine, they probably didn't have prawns.
They use little crabs.
Oh, little crabs.
Yeah, but our type of people doesn't used to that type of a crabs.
Ah,
so
okay.
we started using prawns, and people expect a vegetarian version of that. So we started using mushroom. Mushrooms is all used in those days also.
Okay.
It grows wild mushrooms in the forest. And we started using the common vegetables and paneer also. Only the ingredient changes. The traditional method and masalas are same.
If somebody comes here, you also have vegetarian options.
That's right.
So what do vegetarians have?
Paneer, aloo, mixed vegetable.
So like that satti curry will be made with the mixed vegetables.
That's right.
I like the manner in which this is coming together, the prawns with the herbs, the fried onions, and of course that tribal masala.
And I am almost massaging the meat with the masala. So it's an additional spa service.
Spa service to the yera. So I think what's interesting when I converse with Kathiravan, he's a culinarian by profession, passion, but he's also the general manager of this property who's very customer facing. So I think I see hints of both. I see both sides of his personality emerge as he's putting together these very special dishes for us.
And I'm adding little lime juice, merge this masala. Again, I'm giving a very good massage or mix.
Just to bring all that masala together.
I'm going to put this inside the coconut shell. Coconut shell has an oil which is a very good natural tenderizer. In hill station, when they cook mutton and beef, it takes long time to cook when compared to the plains. So they add this coconut shell at the time of cooking. This will be fasten the cooking process.
In the pot they will add coconut shell?
Yes, yes. The cooking process is like ginger and garlic, they will add the whole shell. See, it's fixed well. Now I have to seal this place.
So well, in this coconut there is no flesh, no water.
Nothing.
But it only has the yera.
So to avoid coconut shell burn in the flame, we use this silver foil.
Oh, okay.
So now only the heat passes.
So when the tribals would cook, the coconut shell would get
With a
burnt.
lot of banana leaf. They used to make a pit. They put banana leaf with a little charcoal, and with a lot of banana leaves with the shell they will put it. They will again put some charcoal. On top of that, they will start cooking these products.
Oh, so this would be basically submerged,
Yes.
buried almost.
So now just we put it in the live charcoal itself. So slowly it will take place.
Oh, so you're going to place the fish on another banana leaf now.
Yes. So now I'm just going to turn it.
Now this will take some time.
That's right, sir. It takes at least 30 to 40 minutes to get cooked and mature.
Fantastic. So while this cooks, and also the chefs here are putting together some more dishes for us,
That's right, sir.
I think it's time to bid goodbye to the kitchen and find our way to the table and wait for these delicious tribal cuisine dishes to emerge before us. A vale ele is here, so which means the food is also here, kept safely on that side table. So here in Tamil Nadu, after you eat a meal, how do you fold it?
We have to fold it like this. That
Like
means
that.
you like the meal.
Ah.
If you fold it on opposite side, that means either you go for a bad reason like a death or something like that, or you don't like the food.
Okay, fantastic. What is this?
So this is
Kaliman koli
koli
balls.
balls. Tribal fish fry, sir.
Tribal fish fry. This sati is still warm.
It will be hot, sir. This is that coconut shell prawn fry. Mutton bamboo fry, sir.
Mutton bamboo fry. What is that?
Soup.
Soup.
It's that
Chicken soup.
chicken soup.
Ah.
That one is that mudavattukal soup.
Mudavattukal soup. Fantastic. That soup bowl is steaming away. This is the mudavattukal soup. Natakoli rasam, fantastic.
That one is the mudavattukal soup.
The mudavattukal soup. So this is a clear sort of almost like a consomme in terms of its.
That's right, sir. Because it's only the tubular which was crushed, and that spices was added. Not too much of spice because it's like a starter.
Fantastic.
So
Bon
very less
appetit.
spices will be there. Bon appetit, sir.
It certainly is a soup that catches you right at the back of your throat. That is what the pepper.
Yes, sir.
These are what, fresh onions?
That's right, sir.
Is there some green chili too that goes into this?
Little.
So when you look at this soup, it's a soup that feels rather tame. But once you sip on it, that's when you feel the whole potency of that pepper, the chili, and also the flavor of the tuber in itself.
That's right, sir. So, how much ever you are simmering it, accordingly the taste keep improving it.
Well, that certainly is a soup that is quite potent in the manner that it impresses your taste buds. I also like the manner in which the onions have almost given to the texture of the broth. Oh, there's ginger also.
Yes, the same ingredients whichever is available in the forest. Simple ingredients. All those things will be added.
Fantastic. And next I think we should taste the karthikeyan, which is basically the wild bird soup. This of course is a broth that seems to have a lot more in it, and I think that also comes from the character of the bird. So the whole bird is pounded.
Yes, sir. Pounded well. Even the bones has to be broken.
So the bones, the flesh, the fat, the skin,
Everything together, they will crush it well. So when it is sealed and when it is simmered, the juice from the bone also has to come out.
So out here you also see some of these droplets of oil. So that basically comes from the fat in the chicken.
In the chicken.
Fantastic. There's plenty there. Some tomatoes as well that I can see alongside the greens.
A soup prepared in very simple style without any sauteing, nothing.
So I'm also biting into some bones. So the bones are the bones that are crushed.
That's right. The whole bird will be clean and crushed.
But the broth certainly has a lot more flavor. There's also a bit of that lip smacking effect, and that's the fat from the bird, from the country chicken. That's delicious. Having tasted the soup, we should now make quick work of the other dishes that are placed in front of us.
This is a perfect texture. This color should come. A natural roasting.
Thank you.
Tribal fish fries.
Thank you very much. Wonderful. In the forest, when they prepare this, they break open the shell, the bamboo, and they eat it right away.
That's right, sir.
Out here, because we wanted to taste it in the outdoors, it's required a whole lot of effort of them having to make it in the kitchen and then transporting it here. I think we should begin with the fish, the para, I mean. Of course, it's kind of become a little cold at this stage, but the fish is certainly quite crunchy on the outside.
Yes.
And there's absolutely no oil. So typically when you do a traditional fish fry, when you dunk it in oil, it becomes crisp. But out here, it was just cooking on that vale ele, on the hot stone, and it's quite crisp when I hold it, at least. You know, that masala has seeped into every flake of the fish. Of course, it's also charred a bit around the edges. And in this, there was no tribal masala that went in.
No, sir. Ginger, garlic, lime, salt, pepper powder with some herbs.
I like the skin that has been cooked to a delicious crisp. It's not hot at all. Despite that, it's quite delicious. I can also taste a bit of the lime.
That's right, sir.
I can only visualize what this would have been had it been served straight off the vale ele. So good. This is the claypot chicken. Khalivan koli varuvan.
Yes, sir.
That is the claypot chicken fry. That masala is quite thick. Huh?
We reduced the liquid. So the masala starts sticking in the chicken.
So in this dish, you can definitely taste the potency of that masala. I can taste the character of some of these spices now. I can taste a bit of the flavor of the cinnamon, perhaps some cloves.
All the masalas together. It's pounded together.
I think this masala is very robust. So I think if it was a natukoli, that natukoli I think would have been perfect with that masala as
That's
well.
right, sir. Perfectly it will be.
Whereas I think broiler chicken is a very tender sort of a meat. So it also tends to perhaps powder up a bit. But I love the flavor of that masala. And that masala is also a sort of a gushy, a dry sort of a gravy.
You will get one type of a tangy flavor which comes from the mixture of that tomato with that masala.
Lovely. I think next I want to taste that yera. What would they typically eat these with?
Rotis, tribal roti.
What is
We just named it as a special as mapla paratha.
So this is made of what? Wheat?
Mixed grain with wheat.
I think it will make for a good medium to mop up that yera varuval. What I also find, chef, is that the masala is quite potent. So therefore, I think this roti also helps a great deal in rounding off some of the sharp edges of the masala. That roti has been cooked on the heated stone and therefore it's also acquired a bit of a toasty sort of an edge. But because it's wheat
Yes.
has a certain amount of strength in its flavor and it's able to shine through even those over toasted bits and pieces. Amongst all these, for me, my favorite was the fish to begin with.
I think still you didn't tasted the mutton also.
No, the mutton I still have to come.
That's right, sir.
The fish was my favorite and also the yera. Let's now move on to that bamboo mutton fry. So again, the bones and all that go into it.
Yes, sir. Small pieces.
In a resort, you could have very well said, okay, I'll only put boneless meat. But then boneless meat will not have the flavor that comes from the bones.
That's right.
So you've not made those adjustments. You basically want to serve it in as natural a form as possible.
That's right, sir.
Of course, I think one of the disadvantages of sitting in the alfresco is by the time they bring the food here and open it and serve it to us and we get some of our pictures taken, the food turns cold and we are currently in February. So the weather is quite nippy. There's a breeze blowing around us. So the mutton has gotten cold. But I can actually visualize, had all these dishes been tasted hot.
Actually, the moment when it is ready, within the next 5 minutes, it's supposed to be served.
Correct.
Only then you will get the right flavor, texture, taste, everything.
Chutney chicken curry, sir.
Chutney chicken curry. In this dish, because it's got more moisture, I can certainly taste the character of the fried onions too. In the dry preparation, I think it was more of the masala that I was tasting. But I think out here, because there's also the water that goes in.
That's right. And imagine, we use the same ingredients in all the preparation.
Correct.
But you can able to feel any difference in the taste, sir? Based on the meat and the cooking method, the taste changes.
But I certainly feel that if you were to use nati koli in this, it will withstand the flavor of the masala.
That's right, sir.
What are we tasting next?
Biryani.
Biryani. The paratha makes for a happy accompaniment with all these dishes that we've tasted so far. This is absolutely rustic. It's a bit toasty on the underside, nice and thick and flaky. In this, do you add a little bit of sugar?
No sugar. You're getting a sweet taste.
Hint of sweetness.
We added some nuts.
Cashew. Ah. So when you say multi-grain, what goes into this?
Sir, country millets like tinai, samai, kudraivali,
Oh, okay.
ragi, then maize. It's a mixed, whatever available in the forest. It's a mixture of grains.
So I think the grains have the ability to collectively withstand.
That's right, sir.
So even though it's a bit toasty, a bit over toasted in certain parts, it still has flavor.
That flavor is very important, sir.
And that sweetness comes from a bit of cashew that goes in.
That's little. We added that to enhance the difference from this one to others.
I like the flavor of the curry, and the curry is still warm, and I like the flavor of the fried onions that's coming through. And I think the masala, the tribal masala that you have is quite powerful.
Yes, sir. It's very strong.
So there are certain meats I think that it complements and it goes with well. Like for example, in the case of the mutton, I thought it went very well. In the case of the yera, it did well. Even in the soup, I'm sure there's some tribal masala that goes in.
Very little.
With the natukoli, it went very well. In the case of the broiler chicken, I think the broiler chicken is a little too delicate to handle the potency of that masala. But out here in this satti curry, the onions, and because there's a fair bit of water that went in to dilute that masala, that's also working out to be a great combination.
That's right.
I'm quite enjoying that satti curry with the roti.
Vaala ilai, maapillai paratha.
Vale ilai, mapilai, paratha. Why do you call it that?
Sir, usually maapillai means bridegroom. In the initial stage, they will be very strict. Very crispy. This is somewhat roasted and crispy.
Like kadak.
Kadak. So we named it maapillai paratha.
The son-in-law will initially be kadak.
Yes.
Then after he spends some time with his wife and his in-laws, he becomes completely naram. I think on that note, that bamboo biryani. This is nice and warm. The Yercaud weather hasn't had the opportunity to cool it down yet. I think when you touch your food, you want that food to be warm. I think that comforts you first of all.
That's right, sir.
Also, I think what happens when food cools down, some of the flavors too tend to settle down. So here you use basmati rice, huh?
Yes, sir. So that it cook faster now, sir.
Plenty of the flavors of the onions that I'm tasting. The brista, vengayam.
Yes, sir.
Chicken masala is cooked separate and the rice is cooked separate.
We will prepare the curry one side.
Huh.
We will boil the rice.
Huh.
When the rice was half cooked and the gravy was just mixed together and the temperature reaches 150 degree, we just strain the rice and add it to the curry, and immediately we will put it in the bamboo and we will spit roast it. Very quickly we can get the biryani. Otherwise, it will take at least 1.5 hours to prepare each biryani.
So for instance, in the other dishes that I tasted, whether it was the mutton or let's say the chicken, I could taste a lot more of the smoky notes as well. Whereas out here, I think the biryani is moist because I think the bamboo has helped keep all the moisture, seal all the moistures. It's not as smoky in its flavors. I can taste the heat of some red chili powder in this.
Tribal masala powder.
Oh, in the tribal masala.
Yes. Cinnamon, cardamom, cloves, bay leaves, we have peppers, chilies, both green chilies, red chilies, dried ones. There is a special variety of chili which goes in the Yercaud. It's a very small, they call it Sini Milagai.
Sini Milagai.
Very small, very spicy.
Okay.
That and all will be added in this.
Wonderful. Let's go for some of that chicken now. This rice is quite flavorful and spicy too. I assume from your tribal menu, your biryani must be the most popular
Yes, sir.
and doesn't feel heavy at all.
Not only this, all these tribal food very easily get digested because the preparation and the cooking is very simple.
Of course, you also see that some of that, where that meat is held on to that bamboo, as it was cooked over the charcoal embers, it's also charred a bit.
These are the natural symbols which will come when you cook it in a natural style.
So typically when people order your tribal menu here, they would order 1 or 2 dishes.
Yes, sir. There are at least 4 types of starters.
Okay.
We suggest to go with any 2. Mostly it will go with Kaliman Kolivarul and tribal fish fry. Otherwise it will be changed to this coconut shell fry or bamboo fry. When it goes to bamboo, mostly the people goes with bamboo biryani.
Bamboo biryani. And also I guess bamboo biryani is a concept people are aware of now.
That's right.
There's no nehi, there's no ghee in that biryani, but when you make the chicken masala, that time some oil must be going, no?
The chicken fat is there, no, sir?
So you mean to say in this there's no oil?
No, little bit oil will be there. The initial saute we need little more.
Which is also the reason why this biryani tastes very light.
Actually, we have a perfect drink to complete this tribal meal. Without this drink, this tribal meal is not completed.
Alright.
It is a drink for digestion, cure for stomach and mouth ulcer. And if you take a full glass, you will get a sound sleep and colorful dreams. Vana Banam.
Vana Banam.
That's it.
So basically Vana is forest.
Forest.
And Banam is?
Drink.
So the drink of the forest.
That's right, sir.
So this drink is not made in the bamboo or anything like that. It's mixed separately and you only...
For a traditional service, we served it in that. Bamboo is the olden days flasks. It's made out of betel leaves, rose, creamy milk, coconut.
Coconut what? Coconut milk.
Coconut milk, little.
I can certainly taste a bit of the astringency that comes from the betel leaf.
Yes, sir. It's a mixture of all. You can be able to get the flavor of the rose as well as honey.
I think the honey helps sweeten it. The rose, what you use? Rose petals.
Rose petals. Paneer rose. They used to call it paneer rose, the country one,
A country
not the
rose.
hybrid ones.
Well, certainly makes for a bit of a dessert drink sort of an end
Yes, sir.
to the meal. So, well, I guess that's it for our tribal lunch adventure here at La Four Seasons Yercaud. So, if you want to savor this meal, well, you know where to find it. You'll find all details in the description below. Until the next time, take care, stay safe, stay strong, and happy eating and drinking. If you'd like to support the work that we do at Food Lovers TV, do consider joining our membership community on YouTube by hitting the join button below or on the home page and receive special privileges like behind the scenes footage, shoot updates, access to live Q&As and a lot more. You could support us on our Patreon page as well. For more info, check out the links in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and leave a comment below. Happy eating!